Hello friends and welcome to Pendulum Video. Today we'll be discussing daily current affairs of 6 June 2020. So let's start the session. Virtual Global Vaccine Summit organized by the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. And in this virtual Global Vaccine Summit, heads of more than 50 countries, business leaders, UN agencies, civil societies participated, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on behalf of India addressed the conference and said that he'll be giving US $15 million to the Global Vaccine Alliance or Gavi. One of the immunization programs in India is Mission Indradhanush, which aimed at ensuring complete immunization of the country's children and pregnant women. To expand vaccine safety, India has added 6 new vaccines to its national immunization program. India has digitized its entire vaccine supply line and has also developed an electronic vaccine intelligence network to monitor the integrity of its cold chain. India is the world's leading manufacturer of vaccines and contributes to the vaccination of about 60% of the world's children. And the Serum Institute of India in Pune, it produces maximum number of vaccines in India. Talking about Global Vaccine Alliance or Gavi, it is an international organization created in 2000 to improve access to new and unused vaccines for children living in the world's poorest countries. It's headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, and its founder is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now let's see the question related to this news. In which year the Global Vaccine Alliance Gavi was formed? 2000, 2004, 2002 and 2006. So the correct answer is option A, that is 2000. Now let's move forward. 2 joint declarations on enhancing India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Relationship. Recently, for the first time, India and Australia Virtual Summit was held between Prime Minister. This is the first time a virtual summit was held between India and Australia. And it was held between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Australian counterpart, that is Scott Morrison. And the summit saw 2 joint announcements on enhancing the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Relationship. And the first one is to cooperate in bilateral and multilateral forums between the 2 countries. And second is to develop a common approach to maritime cooperation in Indo-Pacific region. Since the Indo-Pacific region is strategically important not only for India but also the countries located in this region, and every country including Australia, New Zealand, India and all other small island nations, they are in favor that the region, Indo-Pacific region, should be free for use and the Chinese aggression which is bothering the countries, everyone is in favor that such aggression should not be entertained and the region should remain free for everyone to trade, and there should be maritime cooperation in this region. Additionally, 7 MOUs were signed. These MOUs include Framework Agreement on Cyber and Cyber-Enabled Critical Technology Cooperation, cooperation in the field of mining and processing of important and strategic minerals, regime regarding mutual logistic support, defense, science and technology, public administration and cooperation in the field of governance reforms, cooperation in vocational education and training, and cooperation on water resources management. Now let's see the question related to the news. Recently, on which subject MOU was signed between India and Australia? Water resources management, cyber and cyber-enabled critical technology collaboration, mining, all of the above. So the correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Now let's move to the next news. Death of noted filmmaker and director Basu Chatterjee. Recently, noted filmmaker and director Basu Chatterjee has passed away and he was only 93. The Prime Minister of India and the film world have expressed condolences on his demise. Basu Chatterjee was famous for producing sensitive, effortless films in which Choti Si Baat, Rajnigandha, Chit Chor, Piya Ka Ghar, Khatta Aur Meetha, etc. are prominent. Now let's see the question related to the personality in news. Basu Chatterjee passed away recently. He was related to which field? Politics, filmmaking, painter and writing. So the correct answer is option B, that is he was related to filmmaking. Now moving to the next news. Government launches TULIP initiative for providing internship to engineering students. Recently, an initiative has been launched by Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. And this joint initiative of Ministry of HRD and Ministry of Urban Affairs, it aims to provide internship to engineering students in the country. The initiative will benefit all stakeholders including students, urban local bodies, and will boost intellectual skills among the youth. Initially, it will be benefiting around 25,000 students in the first year. Now let's see the question. TULIP joint initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development and Ministry of Urban Affairs is related to which of the following? Internship of engineering students, farmers pension, support to the merchant class, scholarship to students. So the correct answer is option A, that is internship of engineering students. Moving to the next news. Under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, 500 rupees will be directly transferred into the account of women beneficiaries. So under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, the government will be transferring rupees 500 to the women beneficiaries through direct benefit transfer by June 10, and this amount is given to them under the Pradhan Mantri's Garib Kalyan Yojana package. Recently, the government announced a free green and cash payment for women, poor, senior citizens and farmers under the Pradhan Mantri's Garib Kalyan Yojana package of 1,70,000 crore rupees. Talking about Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, so it is a scheme that was launched in the year 2014 under the Ministry of Finance, and the primary objective of the scheme is to provide poor people access to bank accounts. And the bank accounts which are open, they are zero balance bank account, and also RuPay card is given which can be used as debit card. And the scheme also covers both urban and rural areas of India. This is one of the flagship scheme of the government, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, and the Ministry of Finance is responsible for implementing this scheme. Moving to the question part, under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana in June, women beneficiary will be given an amount of dash 400 rupees, 700 rupees, 800 rupees and 500 rupees. So the correct answer is option D, that is 500 rupees. Moving to the next news, periodic labor force survey released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So recently, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has released periodic labor force survey, and according to this survey, India's unemployment rate in 2017-18 has improved in the last 45 years. It has declined from 6.1% in 2017-18 to 5.8% in 2018-19. Although this decline is not very good because it is only a decline of 0.3%, but still there is some progress. Labor force participation rate also marginally improved from 36.9% in 2017-18 to 37.5% in 2018-19. And according to the report, the recession came in all categories, but the women and rural workers showed the most improvement. The unemployment of women, that is, fell from 5.7% to 5.2% during the last 10 years, while male unemployment fell from only 6.2% to 6%. Urban unemployment was still at a high of 7.7% in 2018-19 and a slight decline from 7.8% in 2017 and 18. So in urban areas, we can see the unemployment rate has marginally declined from 7.8% in 17-18 to 7.7% in 2018-19, while rural unemployment fell from 5.3% to 5%. Talking about this periodic labor force survey, so it was launched in 2017 by the National Sample Survey Organization (NSSO), and labor force is defined as those who are working or are looking for work or are available for work. Now let's see the question related to the news. In which year periodical labor force survey was launched by National Sample Survey Organization? 2015, 2013, 2017 and 2011. So the correct answer is option C, that is 2017. Moving to the next news, National Green Tribunal considered LG Polymers responsible for gas leakage in Visakhapatnam. Recently, National Green Tribunal, it has held LG Polymer India fully responsible for the loss of life and property caused by the gas leakage in the factory in Visakhapatnam. And as we all know that many people died and many people suffered due to this Visakhapatnam gas leakage. The styrene gas leaked from the storage tank of this LG Polymer India company, and a committee recently appointed by NGT headed by Justice Adarsh Kumar Goyal has said that company had not taken proper care of the storage tank, which resulted in leakage of this styrene gas. Also, the committee has said that 50 crore will be deposited by the company as compensation, and this will be spent on the restoration, while the restoration plan will be decided by a committee which has been appointed. The styrene gas is also known as ethyl benzene or vinyl benzene, and it can affect central nervous system, causing headaches, fatigue, weakness and depression. According to the US Environmental Protection Agency, the effect of styrene in humans is manifested as mucous membranes and eye irritation and gastrointestinal. Talking about NGT, National Green Tribunal, it is a statutory body, this is important, which was established under the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010. It is fully responsible for the disposal of matters related to environmental protection, conservation of forest and other natural resources. India is the third country in the world to establish NGT after Australia and New Zealand. Now let's see the question related to the news. Apart from India, in which other country the NGT has been formed? Australia, New Zealand, Britain, both A and B. So the correct answer is option D, that is both Australia and New Zealand have established National Green Tribunal in their country. Next news, central government released COVID-19 Management Index. So recently COVID-19 Management Index was released by central government on the basis of analysis of 10 states, and this index is based on parameters such as active cases, recovered cases and mortality. Rajasthan has topped the list of this index. In Rajasthan, the positive cases of corona have increased to about 10,000, but the graph of active cases is continuously declining. Now the state has only 2,699 active cases and death rate of 2.16%, which is very much lower than the national average rate. To raise awareness about COVID-19 in the state, Swasthya Mitra have been appointed in each village, and these Swasthya Mitra, they are native of the region and they have been trained to identify, help guide and create awareness by identifying the nature of illness, signs and symptoms in the community. So these Swasthya Mitra have played an important role in controlling the spread of coronavirus in the state. Now let's see the question related to the news. Recently, which state has topped the COVID-19 Management Index released by the central government? Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala and Gujarat. So the correct answer is option A, that is Rajasthan. Moving to the next news. 21st meeting of Central Employment Guarantee Council concluded. Recently, 21st meeting of the Central Employment Guarantee Council was concluded through video conferencing. In the meeting, the government highlighted the work done by the Manrega Act 2005. The government has allocated Rs 61,500 crore under Manrega for the financial year 2020-21, which is the highest ever allocation which has been done to this scheme. Central Employment Guarantee Council, it is formed under Section 10 of the Manrega Act and it is headed by the Minister of Rural Development. The council advises the central government on the matters related to Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Moving to the question part, who chairs the Central Employment Guarantee Council? Defense Minister, Prime Minister, Minister of Rural Development and Home Minister. So the correct answer is option C, that is Minister of Rural Development heads the Central Employment Guarantee Council. Moving to the next news, June 5 World Environment Day. So every year on 5th June World Environment Day is celebrated, and first World Environment Day was celebrated in 1974. And the day is approved by the United Nations to encourage awareness and action to protect our environment. And the theme of World Environment Day 2020 is celebrating biodiversity, which is a concern which is both urgent and essential. And celebrating biodiversity, why biodiversity needs to be celebrated? Because there is very much importance of biodiversity in the environment, because biodiversity provides us resources, different kinds of resources, and helps to maintain the balance in the environment. And environment, as we all know, is very important part of our life. If environment gets ruined, then human beings also gets ruined. So for the survival of human, for the survival of next generation, for the survival of biodiversity, there is a need to protect our environment. So save environment and every day celebrate World Environment Day. Don't wait for a day in a year to celebrate this day, because our environment is very important to all of us. Moving to the question part, which is what is the theme of World Environment Day 2020? Beat plastic pollution, global warming, celebrating biodiversity, environment and biodiversity. So the correct answer is option C, that is celebrating biodiversity. So friends, here we have comprehensively covered daily current affairs of 6 June and we have also covered the questions related to it. You can go to our website pendulumedu.com and read the current affairs in detail. You can also download PDF. You can also attempt quiz for practice related to daily current affairs, daily banking awareness, and also related to other exam specific quizzes. Share it as much as you can. Also subscribe to our channel Pendulum Edu and do not forget to press the bell icon to receive notifications. All the best. Thank you so much.